Hi, today at EIP we are going to discuss some new innovation in terms of ESP hopper level measurement. But first, let me take you to the background of EIP and ESP hopper level measurement. In the early 80s, ESP hopper level measurement was a very big challenge because of temperature of ash, abrasive nature of ash, vacuum inside the hopper, and a very high voltage about 24,000 kilovolts above the ESP hopper. And whatever technology was used by major contractors and end users was being imported, which in itself was a challenge and was very expensive. So in early 80s, EIP invented its RF level switch for the first time for the Indian industries. This RF level switch is used for many applications for bulk solid and powder level measurement, but majorly it's been used in quantum for ESP hopper level measurement. So if you see, this is my prototype ESP hopper over here, and this is my RF level switch having its sensing probe which is outside the hopper, and this is my sensing probe component which is inside the hopper, and this is the electronic controller which is basically driving this sensing probe through this coaxial cable which is connected between the controller and the sensing probe. How this RF level switch works is basically it has a active section and a shield section. This active section has a variable potential which is generated through this electronic controller. However, the ground and the active section have air as the dielectric right now in an empty hopper, and this active potential is maintained. Whereas when ash fills up in this hopper and touches the probe, it causes flow of electrons from the sensing probe to the body, which is basically grounded, and causes the actuation of relay based on the set points set inside my controller. Now if you see, my sensing probe is completely independent of any electronics. This is specially designed because of the ESP hopper conditions of high temperature and the inaccessibility of a high level probe, sensing probe inside the ESP hopper. But now let us see, what does the electronic controller do? Electronic controller is basically used for generating the RF signal and drive the potential into the sensing probe and set a set point which is set through this special tool which we supply along with the RF level switch, and we calibrate it through this potentiometer according to the process. For fly ash, over years of research has shown us what should be the exact calibration method. However, once you are doing a calibration based on a potentiometer, it always, one of the factor remains is user dependency, and that is what we get from customers, that even if we give them training, every person whom we give training executes the calibration differently, because there is no set point that this is the value, this is this. However, still in the last 30 years, this has revolutionized ESP hopper level measurement by bringing the costs down in terms of indigenous design. Accuracy, reliability and repeatability have been achieved to the tune that 90% of the power plants in India are using the EIP RF level switches. But because of our endeavor for getting a better technology for the Indian industries for this RF level switch and solve this problem of calibration, in the year 2016 we designed this new electronic controller which is compatible with the existing sensing probe, but the difference being the value of sensitivity is displayed in a digital terms. So you see the value over here 34 is displayed digitally. So now nothing is blind, it's all can be seen on the screen, and the user would know that in an empty hopper, if my value is 34 and if in the filled hopper the value is 40, it is going to remain like that. So whether I do the calibration or my engineer does the calibration or customer's engineer does the calibration, all three of us would do the same calibration, hence increasing the repeatability, decreasing the calibration frequency and achieving better results for the ESP hopper. Now this is the basic understanding between the conventional RF level switch is calibrated on a potentiometer and the new digital RF level switch as we call it. Now let us see the functioning of each of them separately to understand it better. Now let us have a look at the condition when this empty hopper was filled with ash, which is continuously happening. You can see some deposition happening over the sensing probe because there is a natural condition, but the material has still not come up to the level of the sensing probe. So then this in effect says that coating does not cause any false indication. As you can see over here on the screen, that RF level switch, it is still showing green, which means the level is below the sensing probe. Now let us demonstrate and try and fill the sensing probe or dip the sensing probe in ash. So you see the relay getting actuated, and you see the sensing probe is now dipped in ash, and if you see the display level, it is turned to red because the sensing probe is actually dipped in ash. So this in turn tells us about the repeatability. Let us check if it is repeatable. Let us try and remove ash. So you see, as soon as I remove ash, my relay gets deactivated. So relay gets. So now what we were seeing this is on the existing RF level switches, which is calibrated through this potentiometer. Now we will see how the digital level switch is different. Now let us have a look at the same condition with the digital RF level switch. So the sensing probe in effect remains the same, but what has changed is my electronic controller. If you see, the electronic controller right now is showing a value of 46 in an empty hopper condition, or in wherein the fly ash is not touching the sensing probe, and on this display panel you see the green LED glowing for the digital RF level switch. Now let us just try and cover this probe with ash. So if you see the display panel over here, it has turned to red because my sensing probe is covered in ash, and the value over here has changed to 49. So this kind of calibration will remain uniform independent of the user who is doing the calibration. Yeah. So this is, if you see over here, there are 4 keypad buttons which are actually used for calibrating this level switch. So it is calibrated just like the normal level transmitters these days are, with a display and keypad. So now let us see the repeatability of the sensing probe and the digital level switch. We'll just try and remove the ash. So see, now you see the digital RF level switch has turned green, that the material is below the sensing probe, and the value is again come up to that 46 level, so highly repeatable. And the repeatability is known. You can see the repeatability which is not shown in the RF level switch, which is calibrated through a potentiometer, but over here you see the repeatable value. So this fault occurs in the level switch at plant, this value would change. So you will have a diagnosis just from the display panel. In addition to the ease of calibration, there are few other pointers which are important for this digital level switch. Like, let us say if my sensing probe gets damaged. Right now we don't get to know, only a probe healthy status is there which tells us this information, but in this case the value will shoot up to a very high level if the sensing probe is damaged. So now if you see, the probe is damaged and this value has decreased. So this is another indication a user would know that my calibrated value was 46 up to 49, but right now it is showing 34 or 35. That means some problem with my sensing probe. So see, now I'm again trying to connect the sensing probe, and this value would again come up to. So now you see the value has again come up to the level of 46. So it is repeatable again. So you will know this diagnosis easily from the outside of the hopper itself. Let's see the evacuation in an ESP hopper. This is what happens in evacuation. So this is what we call as a rat hole is formation inside a ESP hopper. You see the real-time evacuation, and you can see the amount of dust, and you see the coating on the sensing probe. You see the amount of coating in the level switch, but if you still see, the indication is still green. So coating does not give a false indication, either the conventional RF level switch or the digital RF level switch. Continuous level measurement for ESP ash hoppers. But why it is needed? So the reason is, with a lot of supercritical power plants coming in, the collection of ash is in huge amounts in the first and second field of ESP, and having a point level switch is not the only solution, and we need a continuous level measurement. So in the year 2010, EIP introduced the 3D acoustic level scanner for continuous 3D volumetric measurement of a ash collected inside a hopper. And to our credit, it is used in huge numbers these days for various power plants in India which are above 500 megawatt. So this has solved the problem up to an extent. However, the biggest challenge still remains is that 3D acoustic level scanner is to be inserted inside the ESP hopper in an environment which is high temperature, high abrasion. So with our endeavor to again solve this problem of intruding inside the ESP hopper, we introduced this NOGS sensor, which is basically nothing but a naturally occurring gamma sources sensor having a scintillation detector inside and detecting the counts per second gamma ions inside the hopper. Now the source of gamma ions is my fly ash. The research shows that coal which is mined from earth has uranium and thorium as a component to it. When we burn that coal, which is organic matter, what remains is inorganic material and a higher concentration of these radioactive gamma ions. So in essence, the volume of ash inside a hopper is directly proportional to the counts per second received by my NOGS sensor, which in turn is directly proportional to the continuous level inside my hopper. I would repeat this once again, that the volume of ash inside the hopper is directly proportional to the counts per second of gamma ions detected by my NOGS sensor, which is proportional to the level or volume of ash inside the hopper in result in terms of 4 to 20 milliamps analog signal. So this NOGS sensor gives me two kinds of output. First kind of output is a continuous 4 to 20 milliamps signal, and the second output is the relay output. So in a sense, you have both contacts as well as a continuous level measurement of a display. If you see over here, it shows somewhere around 14% of ash because there is some ash inside the hopper. It shows a very small value of ash, and like we did in the level switch case, we will show you a real-time scenario wherein we will fill the ash and we will see this correlation factor. So we see another unique feature of this NOGS sensor while the ash is filling. So this is installed outside the hopper wall. This is the cladding of my hopper, and it is installed about 30 to 50 mm from the hopper wall, which means that this is completely isolated from my ash and the hopper environment, and the instrument is supposed to work for years together without any problem. And we call this a completely, truly non-contact type of continuous level transmitter for ESP hopper. Now ash is being accumulated inside the hopper, and we will see the change in level over here inside this, on this display. If you see, the level is continuously changing. Is now 87, 88, and you see the display also earlier, which was very less. Now it is more than 35%, 40% of level, and you see my probe is dipped in ash. The digital level switch has already shown a red indication. The value is 49, which is repeatable, and my continuous level sensor, the value is increasing in terms of the volume of ash, and it has reached up to a value of 92 counts per second on the display, and about 50% of the hopper is now full, which is true hopper as ash is collecting from the top. This NOGS sensor, which we popularly call as coal ash sensor, is a revolutionary technology for ESP fly ash hoppers, and it detects the gamma ions present inside the fly ash, because my fly ash is the radioactive source, as explained to you with the theory. So fly ash, which is a radioactive source, gives gamma ions for detection to this NOGS sensor, which converts it into a continuous level measurement and gives us a real-time signal on the display. So This is particularly applicable for only ESP coal fly ash hoppers, considering this fact.